Hello and welcome back. I am going to teach a beginner how to do some basic formatting. So I actually just taught one of my girlfriend's friends the other day, and she had never used Excel before, and so she found it a bit daunting. And so what I usually do is when I'm teaching someone new is I just tell them to focus on a really small area of Excel, forget about everything else because you don't really need it, and it's enough to kind of get started. So the area is you want to go to the home menu tab, and pretty much it's everything in these two sections here. You're not really going to use anything else, right? Obviously, though, there's other functions that can do certain things faster, right? If you knew them. But as a beginner, these are always kind of the best way to go. Now, you're going to have some situations where it's going to look like this, right? And you're going to be panicking. It's like, oh, Microsoft Excel sold me the discount one, so it didn't come with a menu tab. No. All you do is you double click one of these tabs. It actually doesn't matter which one you click, right? And so we go home and it's in there. And the way you know if it's permanently there is you'll see this kind of middle calculation bar part here, right? So if I have it just temporarily, it doesn't show it. And the whole idea of this temporary menu is you're maximizing your screen. On smaller laptops, you haven't got much screen real estate. So what they do is if I just need one function, let's say the color, and I'm only going to do that, if I click it and get out, it minimizes it again. So it's just an efficiency thing. But let's bring it back out and double click. So I'm going to walk you through each of these things and what they kind of do, right? So let's do it. First, I'm going to get rid of this thing and just undo that. Okay. So let's type my name, Jed the Hercules Jellyman Peterson. Just in case you didn't understand, that's not actually my name. Okay, so Jed the Hercules Jelly Peterson is my name, and you can do a number of things. So if I come up here, I can change the font. I can change it to the one I used to use as a kid. Where is it? Chiller. Me and my brother used to use this all the time. Yeah, we were 7. So you can change fonts to as many as you want. Also, if you hover, you'll notice that it actually changes, so you can get a preview. This wasn't actually available back in the days. I'm talking about like 90s, right? I'm actually 30, so I've been using this since I was a child. And so what we used to have to do is go one by one to see what it looked like and just remember what it looked like. And there was no internet back then either, right? So let's say I've picked one, and then I also want to change the size. I can click on this one, change the size. Now just remember, you always have to select where you're modifying. Okay, so if I select over here, it's only going to modify that cell. So I'm going to go here. Now you can also use these two letters, and what they do is it just incrementally reduces and increases the text size. I like to use this because it kind of lets me gradually increase it. And also it has a lot of other applications like on charts and graphics and stuff like that. I can also use the bold, italic, and underline. So B, right? Bolding, italicizing, underlining. Okay. Now this underline one, it actually has other underlines. So you can have a double underline or a single underline if you're feeling dangerous. Okay. So let's get rid of that stuff. And the other thing is, I'm not going to go into too much details about row and column control, is I just want to make this bigger. So if I put my cursor in between two letters like so, you're going to see that cursor change. I'm going to make that just a bit bigger. Okay, so I can see the whole word. Then the next thing is I can put a border on that. So right now there's no border. These lines are actually just guidelines. Okay, they're just grid lines. So if I print this, it's actually going to look like this. Okay, these grid lines are just to show you where the cells kind of exist. So if you want it to print, you need to actually put a border. So I'm going to select here, and I can click on this little triangle to the right, and gives me all the options of what I can do. These ones at the bottom, don't worry about them. They're like custom borders. So these are the ones you're interested in. You can do a bottom border, right? So it'll only put a line at the bottom. And to get rid of it, you just unselect the one you just had. Oops, hang on. What did I do? So bottom border, let's select that. Oh, you can't do that anymore. They changed that. So to get rid of it, you have to go no border, and that gets rid of all the borders, as you can see. So I'm going to put one on the left. I want to put one on the right. Okay. I can put one all the way around, outside borders. I can make a thick one all the way outside, like so, right? Number of things I can do. I can also change the color of the cell using the fill color. So I actually use this. It's kind of like my signature color, like that. All right. And if I want to get rid of the color, I can just go to no fill. Now, no fill and white are actually different. People think they're actually the same. No fill means you haven't applied a color, and white means it's like there's white there. Okay. I know it sounds weird, but that means that there's white. So that if you have a black background, also with format. Okay, I'm not going to get into the details of that. It's a long story. It goes back to 500 BC. Okay, the next thing is I can also change text color. So I can change it like so. I'll show you this one actually. More colors lets you pick all sorts of colors. So if you're like 9 years old and you're watching this, you'll freaking love this. You can also go like this, right? And you can change different shades. I literally spent hours doing this stuff as a kid. We didn't have any PS4s back then. Okay, let's cancel this. Now the other things I can do is what we call justification. So I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see. There's really nine sections in a cell. Okay, so if I split this up, okay, like so, and no matter how big, oh, that's embarrassing. But no matter how big your cell is or how small, there's always 9 sections. And where your text is in that cell is controlled by this section here. And that's what we call the justification. So if I go middle, right, this is the horizontal, this is vertical. So if I go middle, puts it in the middle. If I go right, puts it on the right, middle, left. This one does the vertical, so I can put all the way at the top, in the middle, or on the bottom. Okay, that's it. That's all justification does. These ones I'm going to skip, except for this one. This one's pretty cool because you can actually change the orientation. So you can put it on an angle, you can put it vertically like that. It doesn't show the whole thing because it's too long. I can put it sideways, all sorts of things, right? And then if I want to just put it back to normal, I can go to Format Cell Alignment and just click back here. Okay, so you can change the angle so you can have exact angles, all right? So if I click here, put it on the red, we can go okay, and it brings it back. And that's it. So slightly longer video this time, but this is usually the equivalent of when I used to do like 10 videos to do all these things. So I thought I'd just put it in one. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you at the next video.